afternoon, and we are back. I am Shawnee, and welcome to the TheShuneyView, designed for happy life, engineered to last. The purpose of my podcast is to exemplify dreams and goals and how to achieve them through self motivation and inspiration from others. There's a saying: give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. So, hey everybody, today is going to wrap up our three-part series on change. I think it's a great topic to have started the new year with, and I think it's an even better topic to, I guess, end the first month with. We've already been through a lot with all of the political chaos in their world, but you know what? We're going to focus on ourselves today. So here we go. Change is not instant. It's definitely not something that is going to happen overnight, especially a lasting change. I mean, we can make the decision to stop doing something or start doing something, but that doesn't mean that the process of making that decision is just a one time thing, like from one decision. Yeah, we make that first decision to change, but there's a long process that follows it. Um, it happens over time from practice or repetition from a pattern, and it requires a lot of patience. Mainly, anything in life that you really want and that's really worth it, is going to require patience, discipline, and sacrifice. Sacrifice is probably the main one that I'm going to hit on today because that's the one I think is probably the hardest for everyone when it comes to change. After you make that decision that you want to change, yeah, the sacrifice part is probably going to, hang up a lot of people. Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, this is very true. You have to tap into the energy field of discipline and hold on to all that you've learned along the way. So we all have our different journeys on why we want to change or our reasons on why we want to change. And we all, look for answers and ways to reach that point of a lasting change. So you have to let go of anything that does not serve you. And I'm sure I mentioned that in the last episode. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. You shouldn't forget that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience, which a lot of people, I think they get confused about that. And, we get stuck in the mind frame of, well, I'm a human being, these things happen. And then whenever we feel that we reach nirvana or zen or, we reach that peak of happiness and serenity, we want to hold on to that feeling forever. We feel like, again, like I said, a human being having a spiritual experience when it's actually the opposite. So I think we become disillusioned when we feel that we can't hold on to that spiritual experience. That's because we've been, I guess, programmed to believe that we're human beings having spiritual experiences in life. And that's why I think a lot of people go to church or, have that religion as their background. But that is going to be a different podcast episode because we're talking about change right now. Um, anyway, because change is the only constant thing in life, we have to accept that it's going to happen whether we want it to or not. We cannot control change. And when I say that it's the only thing constant in life, it's inevitable. There's nothing that we can do to stop it. We can try to stop it, which causes us more harm than we would expect. But anyway, like I said, life is about change and it's going to happen whether we want it to or not. And if that's the case, I say that life shouldn't be taken as seriously as we do. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be taken seriously, but I'm talking about taking it so seriously until you're hurting. Or I'm talking about you taking it so seriously until you take your pain out on others. Taking your pain out on others with no regard to change is probably one of the worst offenses to me. If a person projects their issues onto you, you should learn from it because everything in life is a lesson and move on. Of course, you want to discuss the situation, but don't make it a habit without taking action. If you constantly forgive situations prematurely without genuine change, then you are setting yourself up to be stuck in a vicious cycle. And you have no one to blame but yourself. And like I said, if even though change is inevitable, resisting the change is going to cause you a bigger heartache. You can't know better and not do better without consequences. And that's where the sacrifices come in. Let's say, take the people that you associate yourself with, for example. It may behoove you to either distance yourself from those who are not headed in the same direction as you, or just limit your time with them. People who constantly gossip, they're constantly complaining, and they're constantly degrading people, to include themselves as well as you. You need to take that relationship or association into consideration, and ask yourself, how is this person getting you closer to your goals on that person that you're trying to be or what it is that you're trying to do in life. When you're intentional about change, which the TheShuneyView listeners are, I love y'all. Then you are prone to searching for answers. Like I said earlier in this episode, in searching for answers, I'm pretty sure you've come across the concept of expanding your mind through your circle. There's nothing stopping you from seeking out more well rounded people and bringing them into your world. The only thing that would stop you is, of course, yourself and being stuck in a paradigm shift, or the paradigm of believing that the longer you're around a person or the longer you keep a person or thing in your life that shows your loyalty, that is not true. Again, that's something else that we've been programmed to believe, and is causing a hang up in your life. So you need to have that paradigm shift and understand that there's nothing wrong with, you know, expanding your mind through your circle, like having more well-rounded people, more cultured people, and we should be able to learn from each other, not one person looking down on another because they don't understand where they're coming from or what they're about. You should learn from each other and share those things. um but anyway, that does require letting go of, childhood friends and family sometimes. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to let them go, but you can love people from a distance. We do it all the time. Um, if you're anything like me, then you love people and you want to see everybody happy and winning, but that's not always the case. Everyone doesn't always have our best interest in mind. Um, but you will have the survivor's remorse because you want everyone to, you know, be happy with you. Or maybe not even be happy, but just, be on that journey of learning and growing. You want somebody, by your side when you're doing that. Let's see. I think that might be the end of this episode because I feel like I've been rambling on trying this talking without a script. It's not as easy as it may seem. It's not easy at all. But that will conclude this three-part series on change, and you owe it to yourself to be consistent in your growth. If someone isn't supportive of your change for the better, then you may not even have to, tell them that you're going this way and they're going that way, because they're going to phase out of your life on their own. Like, because, they brought it on themselves, their loss, whatever. Pray for those who know not what they do, because every relationship between two or more people should include a two-way street, meaning give and take. There is a balance to everything. If you're doing everything for that relationship or association to work and last, maybe you need to just let go. But anyway, if you like what you hear, please follow, subscribe, like, add, request, comment, and share. Yeah, all of that good stuff.